I know how valuable your time is, so I don't want to take up a lot of it. So let's just talk really quickly about how to find your passion. Well, to me, the first strategy is figuring out what are the things that get you excited. So what I want you to do is I want you to make a list. I want you to take a piece of paper like we did last time. Take a pen like we did last time and make a list of the things that get you excited. What are the things that light your fire? So maybe it's playing guitar. I'm just going to random use examples. I mentioned earlier in the videos being authentic, and to be authentic, I can tell you, I tried to wipe off the board here in the office. Somebody was working on the board, and I don't think I did that great of a job, but the authenticity of me, or the authentic me, wanted to share that with you, because that's the reason you can see some stuff on the board. Authentically, I also should share I'm not the greatest writer in the world, so hopefully you'll bear with me. But playing guitar, maybe that's one of the things that gets you excited. And maybe what gets you excited is being social, entertaining people, whatever, social or entertaining. You know, maybe that's the thing that when you do it, time stands still. So that's the thing that gets you excited, that lights your fire. So that's the first thing I want you to do, list those things. It might be 10, it might be 2, it might be whatever the number. Then what I also want you to do, the next step, is I want you to list the things that you would do if you won the lottery or you retired. Now, a lot of people tell me, well, if I won the lottery or retired, Corey, I would go sit on a beach and retire somewhere. But what I've learned and discovered in the years since is that most of us would lose our purpose if we didn't find anything to do other than sitting on the beach. So there are things that you would do. Maybe it's something you do now, like knitting or whatever that might be, taking pictures, photography. So let's put those. So make that list. What are the things that you would do if you retired or won the lottery? Knitting, pictures. And then what I finally want you to do is add on the things that you did when you were a child and money wasn't an issue that got you excited. And I want you to couple those things, couple on your list that with the things that you were doing that you want to continue doing and somebody talked you out of it. So you want to go to a certain school and somebody said go to a different one. You didn't want to go to university because you wanted to go to juggling or clown college and your parents talked you out of it. I want you to also make the list of those things, because in that intersection where they talked you off that path, there's probably a hint to what your passion is. So let's say we put on there that when you were a kid you loved being with pets and animals, and you loved taking care of pets. And let's add to that the thing I said that when somebody talked you off your path, maybe you wanted to watch children, like maybe you wanted to babysit or maybe run a daycare or what have you. So let's say daycare. So now, your list might be bigger than this or shorter, whatever it might be. Now you have a list. And you can look at that list and actually say, these are the things that are probably either my passion areas or hints to my passion area. Then what I want you to do is I want you to prioritize the list in order of which are the ones that you love the most. Meaning, if you're doing some of these now in your life, which are the ones that would bother you if you lost that component of your life? If they left your life, what are the ones that would bother you the most? So maybe, playing guitar is the most important one, and then you could say, number 2 might be pictures, and just go down the list. And what I want you to do is say, okay, if the top 3 are the ones that I couldn't stand losing from my life, then maybe I need to try those 3 first. So then you make a list of those 3, and you go, of course, by the order of if you know what the highest priority or the one you like the most is, but you make a list of, say, 3, and let's say it's playing guitar, taking pictures, and taking care of children. So let's call this number 3. And then what I want you to do is I want you to, now you have the list of the top 3, and keep the other ones there in case you have to default to those if you don't find your passion in the top 3. What I want you to do next is I want you to actually list the steps that you would have to take to eventually tackle these. So there might be quick steps, like playing guitar might be I have to go buy a guitar. Maybe that's your step. Or maybe, just maybe, if you want to play guitar proficiently or play music on stage, it might mean you have to go take music lessons. So make the list of all the things that you'll have to do if you want to get to that passion area. And then what I want you to do, now that you have the list of what you have to do to get there, and you have the priorities of which ones you want to tackle, and which ones you think you would continue to do, regardless of if you're retired, the ones you would never want to lose in your life, the ones you do and time stands still and you don't watch the clock, and you have that list of what you would do and the steps it's going to take to get there. And then what I want you to do is I want you to start with the very first step, and I want you to start taking baby steps. You know, just take one action. So one action with playing guitar could be to go out and look at guitars. Or to talk to somebody you know and ask them what guitar you should buy. Just take that step. And what I want you to do is once a week, I want you to take another step closer towards your passion area. And, you know, I can't be with you the whole way through, but the hope is as you start going further down that path, you're going to start to get a real indication of, is this your passion area? And you're not going to want to lose it. So once you start getting the fire lit, because it is your passion area, you're going to know probably for sure, and you're going to want to do a lot more of it. If you don't find it in the first three, then of course you continue to go down the list and you keep making the list. The result of this, and the reason to do this, is because most people go through a lot of years without finding their passion. They say that a large percentage, as high as 90 to 95% of people, go their whole lives without never discovering their passion. We have Robin Sharma, who wrote The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, interview for our publication. And he said that most people die when they're 20 and wait till they're 80 to be buried. In other words, they're still walking around like zombies, and he calls them the walking dead. To me, those are the people that haven't taken the steps to find their passion if they don't already know it. So if you don't already know your passion, or if you have a friend that doesn't already know your passion, why it's worth going through these steps is these steps might take you 3 or 4 months, but 3 or 4 months is a lot better and a lot sooner than spending your whole life never finding it or spending years just walking on the cusp of it and missing it. That's why it's important. So this is the exercise, at least at the starting level, that I'd love to see you take to find your passion. Of course, we have a grid that's a lot more systemized than this, but again, I wanted to go old school for this video training, so even if you just do this on a piece of paper with a pen, this will start the process of helping you get toward your passion.